Warren Huart is a producer and mixer who's worked with amazing acts like the Fray, Aerosmith, Rick Springfield, James Blunt. He's also well known for his YouTube channel Produce Like a Pro, where he teaches mixing and producing, and I was lucky enough to have him mix my debut album, Under an Empty Sky. So today, me and Warren are going to sit down and talk through how he mixed my album, how he approached the different instruments, and what tips you can take away to apply to your own music production. So I'm here with Warren Huart, who has mixed my whole album, and we're going to dive in today, look at what you've done to each particular instrument. So like the acoustic guitars, the vocals, cello. What did you use EQs? Did you use compression? We're going to look at all of your sort of techniques.
Marvellous. Well, where do you want to get started?
Should we have a look at the acoustic guitars in this?
So the first thing I did was, on acoustic guitars, I love mids. I love pure mid-range. So you see here, I'm boosting 1094, basically 1K.
Yeah.
And I feel like that brings it forward. On the old Neves, you'd have a 1.2K and you'd always boost out on acoustic. It just makes it a little bit more, I don't know. One of the mistakes I used to make, and I see a lot of people make on acoustic guitars, is they just feel like, oh, it needs to be super, super bright. I mean, if it's well recorded, like you recorded it, it already is bright.
Yeah.
And it's the mids that can kind of get missing.
Get lost, yeah.
And then the other thing, of course, is to get rid of any unwanted kind of low end.
Yeah. All that rumble, and that won't be valuable information down there.
No, exactly. So this is nicely getting it out of the way of the bass.
Oh yeah, you can hear that, yeah.
It's just like a little mid-range forwardness. It's nice. And then some light compression. I'm just shaving off a dB or so.
Yeah, there's also adding a lot of makeup gain as well.
Exactly, it's the makeup gain.
And what's that last plugin you've got there?
And the last plugin is an L2, so it's a limiter. So I put that on at the very, very end because I was mixing it and I was like, it sounds great, it's loud, but there was these kind of transients that were just poking in and out, just a bit too much for me.
It makes it a more consistent level,
it's just shaving off the peaks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you hear it without, put it on. It's just ever so slightly taming it, so it isn't. I do like that information dancing around. Acoustic guitars quite often make great shakers.
Yeah.
You can have
It's like a percussion part there.
Yeah, they become a percussion part. So the acoustic reverb is I am reverb. Together. Take it out. Back in. It's supple, but it's great.
But it fills in all the gaps and gives it more of a full sort of bed sound. Real. So let's take a look at a different instrument, perhaps the lead vocal.
Yeah, now the interesting thing was, of course, is you had multiple singers on your record.
Yes.
So there wasn't like any one size fits all. Every vocalist's vocal was treated in a different way. The work I'm doing here is, there would be like the ends of phrases I really liked, but like a word here that maybe, she wasn't quite up on the mic, or she just tailed off. So you can see I gain that up.
7 decibels, yeah.
And the reason I'll do that is because if I'm running a compressor, I don't want to compress. I want to compress for the majority, not the minority.
Yeah.
So if the majority of the song is here and it's just tapping it lightly, and then a word comes in, and now it's
it's not hitting it at all, and
yeah. So rather than like going, oh, I need to compress all of these loud parts really quiet to fit with this quiet, that's just not the way to think about it. Like that would be me trying to compensate for one word that's quiet.
Yeah. The priority's in the wrong place. Yeah. So you've gone through, and basically any time it was a bit too low, you've just gone on the clip gain and
it's usually like here, like the end of a word. I sell her.
You are everything to me.
I go back here.
Sometimes they do still.
It's also because do still, so for her, that's a low note. So I got 4.4 dB up there, and then 2.6 up.
Sometimes they do still.
So it just means that it's going to hit the compressor evenly.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to feel choked, because otherwise I'd be choking all of these louder phrases just to get that one. Yeah.
So you've just got the de-esser on the main track, and,
That was it.
and then it goes to the bus
Yeah.
where everything else is.
I'll always de-ess first before doing anything. And it's like,
Wake up, little bear, it's time to...
it's tapping it.
Yeah.
You know, where she's obviously hitting that
Wake
S.
up, little bear, it's time to leave. Wake
Very, very subtle. This is... Do you use the Soothe too?
Yeah, yes.
It's
great,
God's gift to vocal mixing. It really is incredible. You know, a little bit of high mid stuff here, not very aggressive. But in the low end, well, the low mids here, like 500 down a bit here, it just tended to get a little bit war, just a bit.
Wake up, little bear, it's time.
So if we mute that, let's mute everything after it, just so you can hear it.
Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave.
Oh, it's a big impact, yeah.
Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave. Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave.
I mean, she sounds great either way.
I mean, it really cleans it out. It's like it scoops all of that muddiness out.
Yeah, definitely. And then all I'm doing there is just doing a bit of high passing, and she's probably not even getting that low. It might be the occasional thing.
But it's good, safe to do that in case she moved the mic stand or something and you get a rumble.
Yeah, sometimes it's air conditioning. Yeah,
Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave.
Yeah, it's more just as a precaution.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first instance of compression now.
Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave.
Again, 1 to 2 dB worth of compression. And then just to lock it in, the same thing, just to catch peaks.
Wake up, little bear, it's time to leave.
And there it's not even hitting.
Yeah.
So it would have probably been maybe here.
Louder moments.
You and I, close enough to close.
And then, of course, I think the best reverb plugin on the planet, Seventh Heaven. It's just freaking awesome.
And you've not got a clue.
Like if I put this on pre-fade, let's just listen to the reverb.
And you've not got a clue.
I compressed before the reverb really dramatically.
And you've not got a clue.
Just so there's an even shimmer of reverb the whole time.
Choice, yeah.
And then EQ, low cut.
Yeah, so doing it like boomy.
Yeah, get rid of that, because that could just end up as being mud. If you've got a longish reverb and it's just kind of, it can be horrible in the mix.
So we've done vocals, then guitar.
Yeah.
How about the cello?
The cello, I'm trying to bring out the air. Just maybe tiny bit of low rumble.
Yeah.
That really.
And this is in a mix with a bass guitar, so
With a bass guitar,
it needs to allow space, because cello can be a bass instrument. Yeah.
Yeah, they're following each other, so they really do have to work together. So, Soothe is our friend. So, there's a lot of like mid and around about 2.5, 3K. It can get quite brutal. Like, take this off. It's great. If it was solo with a vocal, it would be absolutely superb. But you can tell there's notes that are just going to disappear. Feels like it's coming and going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So evening that out means I can get more aggressive on the compression. And then, of course, this is. I always joke about this. It looks like an 1176, and it has all the controls, but it doesn't sound anything like 1176. But it comes free with Pro Tools, and it's been a stock compressor I've used since the beginning, and it's quite aggressive, but you notice without it, it's like sometimes you don't hear the cello at all.
Yeah, it's completely buried. Yeah.
And then the MV2 is just the secret plugin to end all secret plugins. So even with the compression, even if I turned it up, I still felt like there was like certain quiet notes, especially, you know, if we go to like here. So. I mean, I know it's there, you know it's there, but now with this, this is great. It takes the low-level information, like this kind of area here, pushes it up, takes the high level and pulls it down. So it just kind of takes the signal and does this. And it's pretty amazing. It's not overall louder, it's just more even.
More consistent, yeah.
I brought this down, so it's pretty much the same before and after volume-wise.
What have you done with the bass here, bass guitar?
So what I did is, on the bass, is I created an amp track. Now, a thing I learned years ago, I was actually working with Tim Palmer when he was mixing an album for me. Geez, probably 15 years ago now. Tim would take the DI and make it the low-end information on the bass.
Right.
The reason for that is the DI tends to be clean.
Yeah.
So you don't get a distorted low end. So what I'll do is I'll take the bass DI, and I've been teaching this one for years, and it's still one of the biggest compliments we get when we go to shows and stuff like that. People go, "Oh my God, I've been using your bass mixing technique for years now. It's great." But yeah, so if I go to, and it's all stolen from Tim Palmer, so thank you, Tim. So this is what I do. So the bass DI, in this instance, it was the bass DI only, so I just duplicated it to make an amp. But so I turn off the EQ. A bit of compression, just so it's even. So it's pretty much just the low end. Now the duplicated is the opposite.
Yeah.
And I wanted some pick and some honk and then some distortion. So it sounds like an amp, like a tube amp. And it's subtle, I'm not using a lot, but you can tell. And then the compressor, put the two together. But it's being summed here, and this is probably, you know, we're high passing about 50 hertz. We're low passing just to get rid of any high end that's not even necessary. But this is probably the secret weapon here, because I take the R bass off. It just adds a beautiful low end, and it duplicates an octave, so it's doing 80, 160, 320. It really is lovely.
So let's look at the piano now, see what you've done with that.
Yes, piano. I mean, I hear a rumour that you play piano.
Yeah, I'm known to, from time to time.
So it's, you know, if we just kind of randomly play the song, I mean, it is a focus of the song.
Got a clue you where
when there's only one instrument playing, it's the piano.
I knew you never.
So, for instance, I went in and gained up this. I felt like it was just too subdued under the vocal.
and you've not got a clue.
I mean, it's still down.
Yeah, it's a dynamic drop in the song, but yeah, it needed to do more heavy lifting. So have you got any plugins on the piano there?
Yeah, so what we ended up doing was I always added, like, what is that? 1.8 dB of like some high mids. I just wanted the articulation to be good. Now you can hear the articulation without the EQ on, but it's slightly, not ever so, but slightly uneven. Like it dug in there, and that was fine, don't get me wrong, but that's where our old friend Sooth comes back in. It's very subtle. And one of the things was the low mid, which is supporting that, because remember, there's nothing above this area here, it doesn't exist. The low mid, believe it or not, could be a tiny bit aggressive. So have a listen before and after. It's weird how much more even it is. You think it's all going to be in the high mids, but turn it off. That's more around that area, that last chunky hit you hear. Just there.
Yeah.
The only other thing on the piano was different reverbs. On this particular one, again, getting rid of low lows, boosting some of the highs. And that was the other thing was, you know, because your piano itself didn't have much in the way of highs, I could get away with like boosting it quite dramatically into the reverb. So if I just do a pre-fade on the send, we can hear just the verb on its own. Together. Off. Off. Back on. It's important to remember as well that reverb, especially a shorter reverb like that, tight around it, adds volume.
Yeah.
You know, and so the piano's on the verge of just sitting in there, and the reverb just brings its head up just enough to be right, the balance right. I think, I do know, you know, we haven't talked about drums and stuff, but I do know that this was a mix of restraint. You know, you had me turn up things, but I mean the snares in particular, and all the songs that we recorded live drums on, you know, are not loud.
Yeah.
There is no way. I mean, just quickly listen. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of the sort of like 70s soft rock drumming.
Sure.
Yeah, where everything's a little bit less dynamic and sits back a bit. But yeah, let's talk about the drums. So, because the drums is one of the biggest things you've helped me with here, because I didn't really know how to approach tracking drums at all. So you actually helped me track them, which people can see in the video on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, we were at Brighton Electric. Brighton was a kind of mutual place that we'd both worked at independently of each other. So when you suggested it's track drums, I was like, yep,
Don't make sense.
The live room in Studio One where they have the Neve is good, but it's not a huge room. It doesn't have a huge amount of ambience. Now, obviously, we're going 70s, so it's not like you wanted... You know, it's not like you wanted the Royal Albert Hall of, you know, massive snare or anything like that.
Yep.
So you hear that nice kind of room? Well, we did record the room. We've got it here. As you can see, I've created a separate drum rooms, also including the crush mic.
It's got some
It's a single mono, so we've got stereo drums, miking. But I did a lot of work to it. So first it's compressed. And it's a fairly slow attack time. It's actually the default on the plugin, which means a lot of the transients coming through. because it's not quite grabbing initially.
Yeah, yeah.
So you hear a little bit of the transients coming through. It's then being EQ'd. And I'm getting rid of all of that ugly kind of more boxiness that you get in drums, particularly like tom fills and stuff like that. So, and I also don't need a lot of low. I want the kick low end to be all there. And I find that if the room has got a lot of like low end kind of go, it ends up sounding ugly, and it's really hard to control it. So the super lows, I want that to only be on the kick drum. But here's the kicker. So if I take what I'm about to do off, I got. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not a big room, so they're quite close.
Yeah.
And even with the EQ and the compression I apply, it almost sounds like a slap back on the drums.
Yeah. It's hardly a verb at all.
No, exactly. So I take the rooms, I blend those three together, and then I stick a reverb on it. And for many, many years, a good 20 years, I had a studio where we would record drums in Los Angeles, where we did like How to Save a Life, for instance. And that had about a 3/4 second reverb time on it. It was a great room. So it's kind of a default. I always go there and then change it. And this is the stock, comes with Pro Tools 3 Deverb. And so it's 23% straight.
Yeah, not much in there, but it's making a big difference. You put 3 mics on the kick drum when we recorded. Was that to keep options open, or have you actually blended the different mics together?
It's blended.
Blended together.
Yeah.
So we're hearing all 3 of those.
Yeah. And they all serve different purposes. And sometimes you can get away with 1.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get away with 2. So here's the D112, which is the more modern of them, which is already kind of self-EQ'd. It's got a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a low mid cut, and a bit of an attack. So it's a modern kind of kick drum sound, which I exaggerated. So if I take it on its own, and I exaggerated what it's already doing, you see it's already just exaggerate. So that's your modern kick drum. Your D12 is your 70s kick drum you see on so many videos of so many movies of that period. It's kind of a knocky. You know, you can put some low end on there, but there's barely anything on there.
Yeah, very different.
And then the FET is going on the outside, literally just on the skin on the outside. And if I remove what I've done to it, it's also quite natural, get a bit of attack. But what I did with that is I decided that was going to be my sub.
That really
And then I exaggerated it.
with the bass compressor as well.
And I just used it at 36 hertz. So just a ooh. So I blend those two, blend that with the D12.
And that control on the R bass compression, that frequency, is that sort of choosing the frequency to accentuate it, basically? Yeah.
So it just becomes a sub. So if I put all 3 elements together, which are then being summed, and all I'm doing is tweaking it on the sub, like a little. What happens is you can get a bit of a build up with multiple kick frequencies between 80 and 100 hertz, which can be okay, except it can smother the bass. And then there's always, I never can remove too much low mid build up. So a bit of low mid cut, a bit of, between 80 and 100. So so you got the attack, you got the thump of the D12, and then you've got the low lows. And even then I'm taming it. But if I do that, and then so the bass is sort of sitting the low lows in this area here, which is why I'm doing a tiny bit of cut.
Now, we dived a lot more into how we recorded the drums in a separate video that's over on Warren's channel, so do go check that out if you'd like to learn more about how we recorded and mixed these drums.
The only thing we didn't talk about, of course, was electric guitar. And again, that's more of a ambient part.
Yeah.
Quite aggressive on the compression, just because it was quite loud in some places and then not as audible. So I got quite aggressive with it. But I also like the sound of the compressor working.
Yeah, and it's not a conventional guitar part.
No.
It's meant to be sat in the background. It just pokes through every now and then.
But that's a great part. And then, of course, last but no means least, the Mellotrons. And they did use, yes, you guessed it, soothe. There's a little bit of a harshness to the sound, isn't there?
Kind of comes with the territory, yeah.
Probably not. It's audible volume, but
yeah,
it also tucks in.
It's a small difference, but I can hear that, yeah. So you got one particular frequency there you've taken out.
Yeah, because it just became so dominant in the mix.
Right, yeah.
Just that. So you just hear this like almost like ee. So yeah, I got a little bit aggressive on that.
No, that makes sense.
But then overall compressed.
So massive thank you again to Warren for mixing my album. It was an absolute pleasure and privilege to work with him. If you like what you've heard in this video, then do go check out my album. It's linked down below. It would mean the world to me. Thank you very much.